So I want to make a fighting game, but I don't know how to traditionally code yet. I'm still learning. So we're going to use the great old gaming engine of Scratch. Okay, so I already had started this project, but not to any extent that it's actually playable. Main goal for today was to get through all 3 moves or attacks or whatever for the first fight I'm gonna make, which is myself, Hoodie. And each fighter is gonna have 3 moves. So E key representing the light attack, so lowest cooldown but least damage. The R, which is medium tier, so decent cooldown, decent damage, and then T, where it takes the cooldown is gonna be extremely long, but the damage is gonna be extremely high. So yeah. So let me give you some background information. So the game is called Aura, O-R-A. It stands for Omega Rage Arena, because one of the main things that's gonna differentiate this game is that there's gonna be a rage meter for the more damage you get, and then once it fills up, you'll get a special. So yeah. So in this recording, I think I was making the system for all the attacks. So if you press E, then you have that specific attack. So I made a custom block that you can set the hit stun, which is basically the amount of time that your opponent's stunned for. You can set the knockback, which obviously the amount that your character gets knocked back, and then the damage, obviously. And this game is going to be very similar to Smash Bros. In how you don't really have a health bar, you just have a percentage, and the more damage that gets done to you, the higher your percentage goes up, and then the more knockback you get. So I'm going to have that be another thing that influences your knockback. So I'm pretty sure here I was trying to make it so there can be air attacks, there's side attacks and stuff, but I don't know, Scratch was being weird, so it didn't necessarily work. I'll get to that in probably the next devlog. If you don't know about fighting games, a neutral attack is when you're not pressing any buttons. So you're not going forward, you're not going to the side, you're not pressing any buttons, and you just press your attack button. So in this case, it would be E. So you're not pressing W, you're not pressing A, you're not pressing D, but you're only pressing E. So that would be an attack. And then there would be an attack. Well, the sides are going to be the same. So side E is probably going to be a light attack. So the one that you'll see later on in this video, the final one, that's probably going to be for the side. And then I'll have to make one for up E and then down E, which is going to be when you're crouched. So yeah, and I'll have to do that for every single key. So that's why I only did 3 keys, because I don't want to have that overwhelming amount of stuff. I have to do a bunch of animations, I have to do so much stuff. So yeah, so that leaves what? There's still a good amount of attacks per character. So here I was making the frame. It's not really an animation because it's just one frame for being stunned. Yeah, it's nothing outrageous, obviously. It's just a surprise space and my arms out. That's really all it needs to be. It doesn't really need to be anything complicated. Alright, so here I was coding the knockback system. I was doing a bunch of trial and error, but I'm gonna cut to... Oh, why did I say butt like that? Anyway, I'm gonna cut to where I, figure something out. Never mind, I guess I never actually showed in the video what I figured out, but I did basically, instead of changing X, you just do the move 10 steps thing, because it moves in whatever direction it's pointing, not just in 90 degrees. So yeah. Yeah, this video is going to be cut a lot because it's really boring, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna cut to the part where I start doing the hitboxes and the animations and stuff. All the cool and stuff that's actually fun to do. Alright, so here I was making the hurt box for the arm of Hoodie for when he throws a punch. So if you don't know what a hurt box is, it's basically where your enemy can hit. So all the areas that are blue right there is where your enemy can hit. Yeah, and I was just testing it, so if you can tell, if you look at the report thing, you can see that there's a blue rod sticking out. And I was testing it because if you held E, it would continue to knock back the opponent and make him stunned. So I need to fix that. I don't know if I showed it in the video, but it was a very easy fix. I literally just had to add a wait until block, so you can just hold down E. And I would just like to say, if you're making a fighting game on Scratch, I really recommend making a custom block that you can like make your attacks on and put all the details of your attacks in the custom block. It really helps. Like I put all my knockback in there. I put the hit stun, because some attacks might be hit stun, some might be a guard break, so you can add that. So it's just really helpful to have. So here I started making like the actual attack hitbox. So if you don't know what this does, it's basically like the size of the attack. So say this hitbox touched your opponent, the opponent will only get hit if it's touching the hitbox. It won't get hit if it's touching, like, let's say your arm or something else. It's just if that specific square that will like actually deal damage and deal knockback. And yeah, so I finished that part, but it's not a really interesting recording. So I'm just gonna put the part where I like finished it and started explaining it here. And it's not a voiceover, I actually was talking. So yeah, I pretty much finished the engine itself. But obviously there needs to be more attacks, but oh, it's so laggy because I'm recording, but whatever. Alright. I added the knockback. So this is player 2 is green. So let's say I put player 2's knockback all the way up. Player 1 gets sent into the stratosphere. It's hard to showcase this because I'm recording is really laggy, but yeah, the knockback works now. So yeah. And then player knockback. I haven't showcased it. Yeah, knockback like works. This should be working now. Yeah, there we go. So the hurt box works. And yeah, these are the exact hitboxes. But I'm gonna make them just outlined so it can be a mode where the hitboxes can show. Because some people like to look at hitboxes. And then you can just like put the knockback extremely high. And this is only the first character. I want there to be at least six or seven. No, probably 6 characters. I feel like unreleased, because I'm gonna put this on Game Jolt and probably maybe itch.io once and this art is gonna obviously get better. I might keep these guys. These are supposed to be placeholders, but I kind of like the style. I might like add shading and stuff, but I already fully animated them, so I might not. And he's not going to be green, obviously. This is going to be the original. This is going to be the actual model for him, for the hoodie in the game, for me in the game. And this, I just put the color different so I can know if it's player 2 or 1. And I added a little flash effect that makes yeah. You know what? I'm tired of this green goblin guy. Yeah, get out of here. Oh, I forget. Yeah, the knockback always sets back to 10 because that's what the knockback is gonna be for this guy. I don't even know what the other attacks are gonna be, but they're gonna be other attacks. I don't know what they're gonna be. The light is gonna have the shortest cooldown, like you can basically just spam this. But it only actually hits when you see the hitbox, obviously, but you can spam this. And then the heavy is gonna be R, and the medium is gonna be R, it's probably gonna be kick, and T is gonna be a heavy, which has the longest cooldown but deals the most damage. Higher your percentage, the higher your knockback will be, and then the higher yeah, like Super Smash Bros. Basically. And then I'm gonna have, the reason it's called Omega Rage Arena is because there's gonna be a rage meter, and once your rage meter goes all the way up, you can do a special. So I forgot I have to do specials for these guys too. But yeah, the next video is, I don't know when it's gonna come out because I start school in a few days. So it was probably not the greatest idea to start a new Scratch series right before school. But whatever, it's better to actually be creative than just playing Roblox. But yeah. Alright, so thank you guys for watching the first devlog. And obviously the game doesn't have much to it right now. But once it's closer to being finished, it's gonna have stuff in it, obviously. So yeah, I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for the next devlog, which is probably gonna be in like a month or so. I don't know. Or maybe just like when I start the next character, I'll start recording it and then I'll post it like later. So yeah, thank you for watching. I don't know why I feel like these animations are so smooth. I just like them. Alright, see you guys.